Yet another change of format confronts Team India. They finished with the T20 internationals, finished with the ODIs. Now it was 5-0 in the T20s to Team India, but a reversal coming with New Zealand winning the one-day series. I've got Zaheer Khan alongside to look ahead to the white flannels and the red ball. Now, first and foremost, with the impact of the reversal in the ODI series, how much of an impact will that have on the mental makeup of Team India walking into the Test series?
Well, I think different format, different approach. Don't think it should matter a lot. I think it's a completely different format. You've seen it with T20 and ODIs also. We didn't really expect that things will change so drastically. So from that point of view, I don't think it's going to have major impact as such. But India would want to keep some kind of continuity from the previous test which they played, which was against Bangladesh. In terms of now Rohit not being there, so possibly between Prithvi and Shubman Gill will take his place. Mayank will continue to be the opener, and you have middle order which is going to continue with whatever they've been doing. So you look at the possible playing 11 combination, and the real question they will have whether to continue with the 5 bowlers in playing 11, the five bowlers battery, or you have maybe 3 seamers and 1 spinner, because the team combination, if you see the squad selection, that's hinting at 3-1. So possibly I think they will go in with 4 bowlers. Overseas conditions, you might want to play extra batsmen. So that will be the thought process which is expected now from the series.
So let's first turn our attention to the bowlers. We've got the fast bowler alongside, and to have a look at the possible bowling combinations. You've got the quicker bowlers in Jasprit Bumrah, Umesh Yadav, Shami, Saini and Ishant Sharma. So again, the fresh faces coming in terms of Umesh Yadav and Ishant Sharma who'll be joining as test specialists in a sense.
Right. So from the previous trio of Ishant, Umesh and Shami, I think Ishant is subject to fitness. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with regard to his fitness test. Bumrah will definitely be part of the playing 11. He has been superb with his form in across formats. So that is something which we will definitely see. So Bumrah will be definitely part of that playing 11. We'll have to wait and see if Ishant is fit or no. They'll have to make a choice between Ashwin and Ravindra Jadeja for sure. I think Saha will be the wicket keeper. So that pretty much sums up in terms of the playing 11 stack up for Indian team going in the first test.
So before we go to the actual batsman, I think I want to just pick Zaheer's brains on the conditions there. Because once you walk up to a place like the Basin Reserve, it's windy. We've seen situations where the bails fly off there. So from a fast bowler's perspective, what's the one thing you look at when you're walking in and changing the formats? I mean, let's say you've just finished a limited over series in New Zealand. You're now walking to a ground that's also a test-only ground. What's the first thing you look to adjust walking in there?
Well, yeah, this is a tricky one for sure, and I'm glad you brought that up. Usually we speak about the conditions in terms of wicket and how the wicket is going to play, but I think Basin Reserve will add that different dimension as well. It's an open ground, and wind plays a huge role in Wellington. I think bowling against the breeze is something you wouldn't want to do as a bowler, because it takes a lot of effort to run into that wind, and you have select bowlers doing that job. Maybe teams also we've seen strategize around that, usually bowling spinners a lot from against the breeze, and it may sound very simple, but it's not that easy. I think the wind when you are running into it can add that huge resistance, and the breeze is very heavy at times. So that is something which as a bowler you have to prepare for. So there are a few net sessions which are with the wind and few are against the breeze. So for you to get the hang of it, as a bowler also, if the wind is behind you, at times we've seen at Basin Reserve a lot of bowlers bowling a lot of no balls. Just because you have to sort your run up out also with regard to the wind behind you. It actually pushes you, and you can overstep. Exactly the opposite scenario when you're running into it. So when I played at Wellington on Basin Reserve, if I'm bowling against the breeze, I would actually shorten my run up, because you have to put in that extra, so you can actually shorten a bit. And if you are running in with the wind behind you, I used to actually not look to run at my full pace. because to achieve the same kind of effect, you will run conservatively, but you will still get the similar kind of effort been put in your run up, the momentum which you speak about. So you have to find that balance in terms of your rhythm, and it's a interesting dimension to your game in terms of adaptability. So as a bowler, you have to be adaptable to the condition of basin reserve.
Yeah, it's almost like running downhill versus running uphill, different techniques that you use. But just a quick example of someone like a Jasprit Bumrah, who's obviously shown fantastic form with the white ball. And when he started out, we didn't really see him blossoming into such a great red ball bowler. So how do you see someone like Bumrah, who anyway has a relatively short run, it's that little staccato towards the end, bowling at the basin reserve?
Well, he might be asked to bowl into the breeze, at times, just because he doesn't really have that much of momentum in his run up. So even if he's bowling against the breeze, wind may not be that big a factor. So from that point of view, he will be looking to do that. Is a possibility that you'll see him bowling that extra spell into the breeze rather than with the breeze. Also, you've seen when you bowl into the breeze that you can get that extra swing as well. So that is something which if Bumrah, we've always been mentioning that if he can get the ball away from the right-hander, he's a different bowler to face, very difficult to face if he's able to do that. So he may extract some extra swing also if he's bowling into the breeze, but as a lead bowler, you would want to start with the breeze. Any fast bowler, given a choice, I think he would prefer bowling with the wind behind and add that extra zip to your deliveries.
Yeah, so guess what Zaheer Khan would always want to choose? He'd have the first choice as a lead bowler, the latter part of his career. Basically, just to sum this up, the points will be an important factor. Remember, it's part of the Test Championship. If India were to eke out a win here, then in terms of points, they look like being pretty unassailable with two very, very tough series coming up. So that will be on the back of their minds.
Well, I think it's just about playing consistent cricket, and Indian team has been very consistent with their performances. So I don't think that will be the thought process. I think it's just about going out there and playing game of cricket, winning matches, and rest of the things take care of itself. So I have no doubt that the Test Championship is something which India will have a strong hold of, like the points table also suggesting of that fact. And I think with this series win as well, they will strengthen their position of playing that big final.
Yeah. So interesting conditions, points to be played for, and some fresh faces coming in. It should make for some fascinating red ball cricket.